Hi everyone, it's Ian here. So today we're going to be working with the back bending sequence, the strengthener of the spine. This sequence may seem a little bit familiar if you've done the Bikram series. There is a lot of inspiration taken from that, mixed with a bit of vinyasa flow. So we'll be doing that today. So if you'd like to begin, we're just going to begin in a seated position, cross-legged on your mat. Try and get comfortable, both sit bones injected into the ground like a plug socket. Inhale, chest lifts up, head lifts up towards the ceiling, lengthening the spine. And just take an exhale, letting the chin slowly drop down towards the chest. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable. Again, a deep inhale, lifting up towards the ceiling. And exhale, relaxing the shoulders, shoulder blades draw down the back. Shoulders away from ears. Just taking a few deep breaths here. Arriving at our practice today. Taking a deep inhale, just lifting the head back to centre. Head lifts up. And then exhale, dropping the ear down, the right ear down to the right shoulder. Feeling the stretch down the left side of the neck. Sitting tall, breathing deeply. Inhale, head lifts up back to centre. And exhale, this time dropping the left ear down to the left shoulder. This time stretch down the right side of the neck. Just slowly warming the neck up. Taking it a little bit easy for the beginning of our practice today. Inhale, head comes back to centre. And then exhale, chin drops down towards the chest. And this time you're feeling the stretch down the back of the neck. With the inhale, still sitting tall, chin to chest, shoulders relaxed, focused. On the next inhale, head comes back to centre. And then on the exhale, dropping the head back to look to the wall behind you, opening the throat chakra, feeling the stretch down the throat of the throat. Chest is lifting up towards the ceiling, spine lengthened. Inhale back to centre. Slowly open the eyes. I'm going to go into all fours now, so bring the hands just underneath the shoulders. Knees underneath the hips. Tops of the feet flat to the ground, toes pointing backwards. And then feet are in line with the knees. So this should be our posture. We want a sort of a neutral spine here. We're going to do a few rounds of cat-cow just to warm our spine up. As I said, we'll be working a lot with the spine today. So what we're doing, as we take an inhale, belly drops down, tailbone points upwards, chest wants to move forward, chin up, throat up. And then exhale, pushing through the hands, creating space between the shoulder blades, round in the back, tailbone tucks under, chin to chest, for our cat. Inhale, belly drops, chest moves forward, chin up, open the throat, tailbone up. And exhale, pushing through the hands, really rounding through the spine, trying to get a 4-inch inversion, chin to chest, pushing up through the hands. Inhale, belly drops, tailbone up, chest forward. And exhale, rounding through. Try to take this in your own pace, just feeling into the body. Just feeling what feels right, what feels good in the spine today. If there's anything you need to be mindful of today. But we're really just trying to join the breath and the movement together. So no matter how long it takes you, that inhale, the belly's dropping, the tailbone's coming up, the chest is pushing forward, heart's moving forward, throat's opening, chin up, to look up. And then as you exhale, slowly rounding through, pushing up through the palms, creating space between the shoulder blades, belly button draws in. And then when you're ready, on your next inhale, just come into a neutral spine, bringing those toes together, knees as wide as the mat, pushing hips down towards the heels, and then hands coming out, forehead to ground, child's pose. Really breathing deeply here, expanding the belly between the legs. And then on the exhale, letting that belly soften, lower back softens, shoulders melt towards the ground. Relaxation. Take a few deep breaths here. Really checking in with your body right now. Just contemplating how you feel and how you would like to feel after this class. Inhale, body weight, pause forward, back into the hands, tabletop position. Bring the feet back in line with the knees. We're just going to tuck the toes underneath. Taking an inhale here and then just lifting the knees off the ground. Tightening the core, body strong. Pushing up through the hands. And exhale to release. Tops of the feet flat to the mat. So we're really engaging the core here. Waking up the inside of the body. So tucking the toes again. One more time. Inhale, lift the knees, hovering the knees an inch above the ground, tightening the core, tightening the muscles, feeling strong, and breathe. Exhale to release, toes on top, and then just maybe move the hips from side to side, whatever you need to do. And then one last time, this time tucking the toes. As we inhale, we hover the knees up to hold, tighten the core, tighten the body, and then pushing back into downward facing dog. So this was your first downward facing dog potentially. So just create some movement, pushing those heels towards the ground. Bending one leg at a time. Maybe moving the knees to opposite elbows. Pushing into the shoulders, whatever feels good for you here. So hands are planted in the ground. So I'll tuck myself in, no one wants to see that. So hands are planted in the ground. Again, bending the knees as much as you need to here. We're pushing up through the hands. Outer arms rotating out, creating space between the shoulder blades and the ears. Our hands are an extension up to the hips, so hips are pushing up into the ceiling. We're trying to get that lengthen from the spine, so we're not rounded. Long and strong. Bending the knees here will really help you if you have tough hamstring flexibility. But if you can lengthen the legs as long as you've still got that length with the hips up to the ceiling. Really try and push those heels down to the ground. Again, just walking them out. And then taking an inhale, we're just going to slowly walk the feet towards the hands. Slight bend into the knees. Let the abdomen rest over the thighs. And just grabbing opposite elbows. And gently rocking from side to side. Make sure you're holding no tension in the shoulders, in the face, in the neck. Head hanging loose. Just gently rocking side to side, letting that lower back soften. And then when you're ready, fingers drop towards the ground. Slight bend in the knees, belly draws in toward the spine. Slowly rounding up. Head to the last part to reach the top. Standing tall, shoulders roll back a few times. We'll now go into the standing sequence. So you want to stay toes and heels together at the front of your mat. And we're just going to take a deep inhale. Arms stretch up above the head, palms joined together. Just going to interlace the fingers, leaving the pointing fingers pointing up towards the ceiling. Palms are pressed together. We're keeping biceps in contact with the ears. We're going to go into half moon pose. So inhale, stretching up towards the ceiling from the hips. Head up. And then just slowly pushing the hips out to the left, body down to the right. And then hips to the right, arms to the left. And just working through that movement, just feeling the stretch down the side of the body every time you bend it. Palms are pressed together, biceps in contact with the ears. And just really trying to stretch the body out just to prepare for the posture. When you're ready, come into a standstill in the middle. Inhale, stretching up, fingertips up, head up, lifting up from the waist, chest up towards the ceiling. And then this time on the exhale, we're pushing the hips to the left, body drops down towards the right. So we want to push that left hip forward. Right shoulder moves forward, both shoulders in one line, both hips in one line from the side, like you're between two pieces of glass. Inhale, stretch. And then exhale, bend. Chin up, open the throat, pushing palms together. Hips push forward, body moves back. Inhale, back up to center. Stretching up, go straight to the second side. And then exhale, push the hips down towards the right. Body comes down towards the left. Belly draws in, hips push forward. Left shoulder forward. Right hip forward. Hips move forward, body back, chin up, open the throat, palms together. Inhale to extend, exhale to bend. Breathing deeply, bending more, and inhale to come up. Inhale, stretching up. And then exhale, head drops down to look to the wall behind. Immediately as you exhale, arms come to join the ears, hips push forward, bending backwards. Keep looking behind, hips pushing forward, palms pressed together. And then inhale, slowly rounding back up to center. Slight bend into the knees and exhale, rounding down. Fingertips towards the ground. Now placing both palms on the ground, flat as you can. Bending the knees as much as you need to here. And we're just going to walk the hips one at a time, really try and work into that flexibility of the lower spine and the legs. If you want, you can take a few squats here, whatever you need to do. Just really try to loosen that body up. We're still not quite warm yet, so don't push yourself too hard. Just know your ability. Just going to step the right foot about 6 inches to the right. And then we're just going to place the fingers underneath the front of the toes. Padahastasana. Inhale, lifting the head. And then exhale, folding forward. Trying to keep those legs straight. If you can't put the fingers underneath the toes, you can just grab onto the ankles, onto the shins. Wherever you can, just bending forward, trying to lengthen that back. Abdomen towards the thighs. And exhale to fold. Lower back relaxed, neck softened, shoulders relaxed. Folding forward, breathing deeply. Inhale, lifting the head. Exhale, grab the hips. And then inhale, coming up, back to center. Both feet together, toes and heels together at the front of the mat. Bring the hands just behind the back, so fingers on the back, thumbs on the outside. Just gently pushing the hips forward, slight back bend, just to loosen that body. And exhale to release. So we'll do that one more time, just to make sure we're really nice and warmed up. So give the body a little bit of shake, a little bit of dance, whatever you want to do. Toes and heels together at the front of the mat. Inhale, arms come up by the sides, palms join together above the head, fingers interlace, index fingers pointing up towards the ceiling, palms press together, biceps pressing against the ears, palms pressed together. Inhale, lifting up, chest up, lifting up through the waist. And then pushing the hips down to the left, body down to the right as you exhale. Right shoulder moves forward, left hip moves forward. Both in one line. Inhale to stretch and extend, and exhale to bend. Feeling that stretch down the left side of the body, chin up, opening the throat, pressing palms together, hips push forward, shoulders push back. Breathing deeply, slight bends, moving a little bit further, push yourself a little bit more, as much as you can, and inhale to come up. Inhale, lifting towards the ceiling, and then exhale, hips to the right, body down towards the left. Left shoulder moves forward, right hip moves forward, palms press together, chin up, chest forward, hips forward, body back. Inhale, breathe, and exhale, bend. Breathing deeply, push yourself as much as you can here. And inhale to come up. Exhale, head drops back to look to more behind. And immediately, arms come back. Biceps press against the ears, joining the ears. Hips push forward, body bends back, looking back, way back, look to the wall behind. And inhale to come up. Exhale, rolling forward. Fingertips towards the ground, placing those palms flat to the mat. And then just again, walking the hips out a little bit more. Do a little dance. Working into that lower back and spine. Should feel a little bit looser now. Right foot steps out towards the right. It's about 6 inches. And placing those fingers underneath the feet. Inhale, lifting the head. And exhale, folding forward. Abdomen towards the thighs. Trying to push those legs back, lengthening the legs, stretching out the hamstrings. With every exhale, softening the lower back. Breathing into any tension in the body, giving it permission to soften. Inhale, lifting the head. Exhale, grab the hips. And inhale, slowly come up back to centre. Toes and heels together at the front of the mat. Just give the body a little bit of a shake. I realise I've got my socks in as well, let's take those off. So again, we're still toes and heels together at the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, stretch the body up. Palms up towards the head. Exhale, folding forward, palms to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, step or jump back into your high plank. Body one long straight line. Inhale, shifting forward on the toes, and then exhale, elbows hugging to ribs. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, heart center pushes forward, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Again, just giving the body a little bit of a move here. And then when you're ready, inhale, left leg lifts up. Toes point towards the back of the room. And then exhale, rounding the knee through towards the forehead, placing that foot in between the palms. We're staying on the ball of the left foot, so the widest part of the foot is pressed against the ground, heels lifted up. Left leg is completely straight, so back leg straight, and we're going to bend into this right leg, knee stacked over the ankle. And then when you're ready, just bring the hands to heart center, prayer position. And inhale, lift in front of the body. To begin our crescent lunge. So right knee stacked over the ankle, left leg straight, engaged. Hands in prayer position, heart center, lifting the chest towards the ceiling. Pubic bone lifts up towards the chin. Feeling nice and balanced here. Inhale, hands come through the head. Just separate the palms, shoulder distance, shoulders relax. away from the ears. And breathe. Palms come back together. Exhale through to heart center. And just do this a few more times. So as we inhale, the hands come up through the head to separate the palms. And then exhale, palms together through head to heart center. And one last time. Inhale, hands through the head to separate the palms, shoulders width distance. And then as we exhale this time, we'll bring the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers, shoulders roll back, chest moves forward. Open the shoulders and the chest. Just checking in with the legs, making sure that back leg's still completely straight. Right leg, knee stacked over the ankle. Pubic bone lifting up towards the chin. Chest move forward and breathe, crescent lunge. Releasing the hands. Inhale, bring above the head. Palms push together. Exhale through to heart center. That left leg flat towards the mat. Bending into that right knee. Extending the fingers from front of the room to the back of the room. Warrior two. Shoulder blades pinching together. Looking over that right middle finger. Breathing deeply. Chest lifts up. Exhale, right hand comes to the ground, left hand joins, framing the foot. Stepping back, high plank. Deep inhale here, shifting forward on the toes, and exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart center pushes forward, shoulders back, chin up, looking up. And exhale to downward facing dog. Pushing up through the hands, hips as high as possible, bending the knees as much as we need to. This time the left leg lifts up, toes point towards the back of the room. And then exhale, rounding through, knee comes up towards the forehead, placing that foot between the palms. Keeping back leg straight on the ball of the foot, the very widest part of the foot. Bending into that left knee. Hands come heart center, prayer position. And then when we're ready, inhale, slowly lifting the front of the body up. Back leg straight, bending into that left knee, knee stacked over ankle. Inhale to lift the chest, pubic bone lifts up towards the chin. Feeling that stretch down the hip flexor on the right leg. Breathing deeply here. Take a few deep breaths. And when we're nice and balanced, taking an inhale, hands come through the head to separate the palms, shoulder distance apart, shoulders relax. Again, joining movement with breath, so exhale, palms join together through the head, heart center. Inhale, palms through the head, separate the palms, relax the shoulders. Exhale, the palms join together through the head. And then one last time. Inhale, palms through head. Separate the palms. Shoulders relax. And this time as we exhale, stretching those arms behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Shoulders roll back, chest moves forward. Checking in with the legs. Just making sure left knee stacked to the left ankle. Right leg straight on the ball of the foot. Hip bones lift up towards the chin. Crescent lunge. Breathing deeply here. Chest is lifting up towards the ceiling. Releasing the hands. Inhale, hands come up above the head. Palms press together. Exhale through to heart center, prayer position. Right foot 45 degrees. Left foot still bending into that left knee. Stretching the fingertips, front of the root to the back of the room. Shoulder blades pinching together, looking over that left middle finger. Try to push this left knee back. Hips are pushing forward, open hips. Warrior two. Core strong. Shoulders relax away from ears, breathing deeply. And exhale, palms windmill down, frame the foot with the hands. Stepping back into high plank. Take a deep inhale here. Shifting forward on the toes. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. Take 5 deep breaths here. Really push up through the hands for 1. Hips as high as possible for 2. Upper arms rotating out, creating space between the shoulders and the ears for 3. Pushing those heels down towards the ground for 4. Breathing deeply for 5. Inhale, look between the palms. Just going to step forward with both feet. Exhale, folding forward, palms towards the ground. And then inhale, bending into the knees, sweeping the arms up. Shoulders relax away from ears. Tailbone tucks under, belly button draws in towards the spine. Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathing deeply here. Palms joined together. And exhale through to heart center. With this left arm, we're just going to twist the body to look towards the right. Left arm across the knees, palms pressed together. Right shoulder moves back, left shoulder moves forward, twisting the body, feeling twist in the spine. Breathing deeply, extending the spine, and exhale to twist. Keep those knees both in one line. Inhale, moving back up. Hands come through the head, palms separate. Tailbone tucks under, belly button draws in. Chair pose. Should feel a little bit of a burn in the legs by now, but we're nearly done, so don't worry. Exhale, palms join together, through to heart center, prayer position. Inhale, extending the spine. And exhale, right elbow across the knees, twist into the left side, palms pushed together. Try and push that right hip back so both hips are in one line. Inhale, extending the spine, and exhale, twisting. Pressing palms together, over the chest, over the shoulders. Inhale, slowly come up back to center. Palms through the head. Separate the palms, tailbone tucks under, belly button draws in. Breathing deeply, Utkatasana, chair pose. And then when we're ready, inhale, right leg lifts up. Listen carefully with the arms. So right arm is going to extend underneath, left arm on top to cross at the elbows, cross at the wrist, hands in prayer position. If we can't quite do that, you can just grab onto the shoulders, that's completely fine. Bend into that left knee, right leg lifts up, and then try to wrap the leg around the body so that foot is coming round the back of the left calf. Ooh. I'm fine, don't worry. If you can't quite do it, just point the leg in any direction it's supposed to go, and that's fine. Elbows draw down towards the belly button. Try and get those fingertips below the chin. Eagle pose, bringing knees into the center, elbows and knees in one line. Into the heels, body back, chest up, breathing deeply. Inhale, releasing the arms, stretching them above the head. We will go straight into the opposite side. So this time, left arm's coming under. Crossing at the elbows, to cross at the wrists. Again, if we can't do that, we can just grab onto the shoulders, that's completely fine, or if you need to, you can interlace the fingers. Elbows are drawing down, trying to pull those fingertips below the chin. Bending into the knees. Left leg lifts up as high as possible. And then wrapping it around that right leg. If foot's coming out, bending the knees as much as possible. Elbows draw down, bringing knees and elbows in one line, centre of the body. Inhale, lifting up, chest moves up. Body back. Weight in the heels. Eagle pose. Breathing deeply, trying to focus, trying to balance, finding your stillness. Inhale, release, arms above the head, and exhale, Samasthiti, stick pose, equal balance. Shake the body out. Oh, we're nearly done with the standing sequence, we'll be able to cool down a little bit more, hopefully. Right, so, we'll do one last balancing pose. Well, actually two for good measure, why not? Inhale, right leg lifts, lifting the knee. Bringing hands to heart center, prayer position. And then when you're ready, just kicking that right leg back, trying to kick the back of the wall. Keeping the left leg straight. From the side, your body looks like a capital letter T, warrior 3. Body comes down, leg lifts up. Breathing deeply. Then inhale, slowly kicking the leg back towards the centre. If you fall out of this posture, don't worry, just jump back into it. Lifting the knee back to centre. And then we're just going to have a place the foot on the inner calf. If you want, you can still keep it balanced on the ground here. So either on the inner calf or inner thigh, whichever suits you. Just trying to balance into that left leg. Hands in prayer position. Knees moving back, hips are pushing forward. Finding our balance in tree pose. Just whatever you do, we're completely avoiding the knee. So it's either above the knee or below the knee, never on the knee. Breathing deeply, chest lifts up. Hips are pushing forward, knee moving back. If we're feeling balanced, hands come up above the head to separate the palms. Breathing deeply. Ooh, if you fall out, don't worry, just try and find your balance again, find that stillness. And if you're feeling really confident and you want to really challenge yourself, just try closing the eyes. See if you can still keep balance there. Palms joined together through to heart centre. Releasing the leg. Toes and heels together, front of the mat. And give the body a little bit of a shake. So we'll do exactly the same on the opposite side there. So inhale, left leg lifts up. Hands prayer position, heart centre. Transferring that body weight into that right leg. One side's going to be a little bit more balanced than the other. Normally this one's a lot better. So see how you get on in this one. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale, kicking back, kicking the wall behind. Body comes down over the front, from the side, your body looks like a capital letter T. Left hip moving down towards the ground. Ooh. Hands in prayer position. Breathing deeply, stretching the front of the body, stretching towards the front, leg kicking back, finding balance, lifting the leg up, lower the body down, and inhale back to centre. Left knee bent, again you can either bring it, toes touch the floor, foot on the calf, or foot on the inner thigh. We're really strengthening this leg here, so kneecap is up into the thigh, hips are moving forward, knee is pushing backwards, opening the hips, hands are in prayer position, heart centre. Breathing deeply. Inhale, hands come through the head if we're feeling balanced. To separate the palms, slight bend in the elbows, shoulders relax, hips move forward, left knee back. Right leg engaged, rooted into the ground for our tree pose. Breathing deeply, and again if you want to challenge yourself here, slowly try closing the eyes to balance. Palms joined together, exhale through to heart center, knee comes forward, toes and heels together in front of the mat, and shake the body out. Well done everyone, we're now moving into the seated sequence. So inhale, stretching the arms up above the head, palms joined together, belly button draws in, and exhale, folding forward, palms to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back into a high plank. Shifting forward on the toes, and this time we just exhale, drop to the belly, hands by the side, palms facing up. Resting the left ear towards the mat. Breathing deeply. Breathing into the belly, let it balloon against the ground. And as you exhale, letting the lower back soften, melting in towards the mat. A few deep breaths here. Toes point together. Heels fall out in opposite directions. Bringing head forward with the hands, just placing those underneath the shoulders, so fingertips in line with the tops of the shoulders. From above you would not be able to see your hands. Feet joined together. Pressing the tops of the feet to the ground, legs engaged, kneecaps lift off the mat. Legs are one long tail. And then as we inhale, we're slowly rolling shoulders back. Lifting the front of the body up, peeling the body off the ground. Legs engaged, kneecaps lifted up for our cobra pose. Inhale, lifting up, heart center pushing forward, bending back. Peeling up a little bit more, belly button just on the ground, nothing else. And exhale to release. Right cheek towards the mat. Palms out by the sides, palms facing up, toes together, heels fall out opposite directions, and breathe. One more time. So placing the fingertips, fingers in line, tops of the shoulders. Chin towards the ground. Zipping the legs up, super glued together, legs one long tail, kneecaps up off the ground. Tops of feet pressing into the mat. And then inhale, we're peeling the front of the body up to look forward. This time coming a little bit higher. There should be no support, no weight in the hands. That's just for a little bit of support. Elbows come back down towards the hips, chest moves forward, heart opening. Pushing up, bending back. Breathing deeply. A little bit more. And exhale to release. Left cheek towards the mat. Arms by the side, palms facing up. Toes pointing, heels fall out. And breathe. Breathing into that lower back. Giving it permission to soften and relax. Rest is just as important as the postures, allowing our body to heal and restore. forehead to the ground, chin towards the ground, so throat flat to the ground, palms towards the mat, and then we're just shuffling those palms underneath till fingertips are side by side touching, little fingers touching. Left leg relaxed, pointing the right toes, lifting the right leg up, half locust, pressing those palms into the ground, leg stretches back, from the glutes, lifting up, pointing back, pulling more, and exhale to release. This time right leg relaxes, left leg strengthened, lifting the leg, lifting up, pointing back, pulling back, way back, going back, and exhale to release. Bring the mouth in towards the mat, so like you're kissing the mat almost, but probably there it's a bit gross. And then just shuffling it onto a little bit further. Try and get the whole arm under to really help you with this posture. Legs joined together. Strengthen the legs, kneecaps lift off the ground. And then when you're ready, inhale, lifting the legs, pushing up into the shoulders, into the hands, into the face, bending back, lifting up, full locust. Keep pushing and relax. Pulling arms out, palms facing up. Left cheek towards the mat. Toes point together, heels fall out. And relax. It's normal in this posture for it to feel a bit uncomfortable, especially if you've not tried it before. The arms will feel uncomfortable, the back, probably the neck, and the body, but it's best just keep working with it. And these sort of postures work a lot with compression and release. So we're restricting the blood flow in certain areas of the body. So when we release, the body can get to work pumping fresh blood, re-energizing the body parts. Breathing deeply. I'm going to apologise because we're going to do that all over again. So chin towards the ground, throats extended towards the mat. Palms flat to the ground, shuffling the arms under. It helps you lift the hips up. To get the arms under, fingertips, little fingers side by side. Left leg relaxed. And inhale, right leg lifts, toes point backwards. Extending back, strengthening the leg. Legs pulling out from the hips, toes pointing, moving backwards. And exhale to release. Right leg softens. Left leg strengthens, toes point. Inhale, lift. Pointing back, pushing into the palms. Coming up from the hip, moving back, way back. And exhale to release. Mouth tucks in towards the mat, kissing the mat. Shuffle those arms under a little bit further. Little fingers side by side. It's really going to help you here if you transfer the body weight into the shoulders, pushing up in the hands. That's really going to help you lift the legs, lifting the body, bending backwards. So when you're ready, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. Body weight moves into shoulders. Face down, palms up, bending back, legs up, strengthened. Lift, lift, lift. And exhale to release. Right cheek towards the mat, pulling arms out. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. And soften. One last one, but I promise you the hardest part of the class is over now. So we're going to go into bow pose. So bending both legs, knees are in line with the hips, and with the hands we're just going to grab the tops of the feet below the ankle crease. Chin resting forward on the mat, throat flat to the ground. As we inhale, we're kicking back into the hands, front of the body lifts off the ground. Pulling forward on the thighs, thighs lift up. Rocking backwards and forwards, hip bones belly balancing on the ground. Chest forward, chin up. Pointing toes, kicking back, and exhale to release. Left cheek towards the ground, toes point together, palms facing up, by the sides. And soften. So with that posture, we've got an opposite reaction. So we're kicking back into the hands, but also pulling on the feet. That's going to lift the legs up, lift the body up, balancing just on the belly. Do one last time on that one. Chin forward, bending the legs, grabbing the tops of the feet with the hands, just on below the ankle crease. Knees in line with hips, feet in line with knees. Inhale as we kick into the palms, chest moves forward, pulling on the tops of the feet, rolling forward onto the belly. Heart forward, kicking back, pulling, kicking opposite directions, and exhale to release. Right cheek towards the ground, palms facing up, toes fall together, heels fall out, opposite directions. A few deep cleansing breaths here, all together, taking a deep inhale. Ballooning the belly, on the exhale, opening the mouth. Letting the whole body melt into the ground, expelling all the negative air. Head coming back to centre, just placing the hands just below the shoulders. Give yourself a little bit of a push up. Toes joined together, knees wide. Hips push down towards the heels, forehead to the ground. For our child's pose. Now if you want, you can bring the knees a little bit closer together. Forehead to the ground. And bring the arms back. Palms facing up towards the ceiling, receiving energy, relaxing the shoulders. Just make sure we're pushing those hips down towards the heels. Ballooning the stomach in between the thighs. And relaxing. Breathing deeply, softening the body. Just be mindful, holding no tension in the shoulders, in the face, in the brow or the jaw. If the hands aren't already, just bring the palms past the head. Slowly, body weight pulls forward, tabletop position. And then sitting back into a kneeling position, hips fall out to one side. Feet stretched out in front. Inhale, lifting the arms above the head. And then exhale, folding forward, trying to grab those big toes with the peace fingers. If you can't grab the toes, just grab anywhere on the legs. But if you can grab the toes, just shuffling those hips backwards. Walking hips back one by one. Feet are flexing towards the face, relaxing the shoulders. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, abdomen draws down towards the thighs. Chest is moving forward towards the toes. And exhale, relax. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Try and straighten those legs as much as possible, just checking in with them. Or again, wherever we are, we're holding on any parts of the legs. Inhale, lifting the arms back up above the head. And exhale to release. Just give the legs a little bit of a shake. Coming back onto the knees. Front of the mat. Knees underneath the hips. Feet in line with the knees. Just going to inhale, bring the arms above the head. And then exhale as we bring the right arm underneath the left. So cross at the elbows, crossing at the wrists, so like eagle arms once again. This time it's going to have a little bit of movement, so hips are pushing forward. Just warming up that back a little bit more before you get into camel pose, Uttanasana. So inhale, arms lift up. We're bending back, looking back to the wall behind. And then exhale, rounding through the spine, pushing hips back. Arms come down towards the ground. Inhale, coming up, lifting the arms up, pushing hips forward, head back, body back, bending backwards. And exhale, rounding through, rounding down towards the ground. Arms and head towards the mat. Hips push down towards the heels. Inhale, lifting the hips, hips push forward. Arms up, hips forward, body back, bending back, look to the wall behind. And exhale, rounding through. All the way towards the ground, arms to the ground, hips to the heels. And one last time, inhale, lifting the hips. Hips move forward, chest up, body back, bending back, looking to the wall behind. And inhale back to center, just releasing the arms, rolling the shoulders back a few times. Just going to bring the hands towards the back. So fingers resting on the back, thumbs on the hips on the outside. Just checking in with the legs, so knees are underneath hips, feet in line with knees. And if you want, you can either keep the feet tops to the ground, or you can tuck the toes. This might make it a little bit easier if you do want to bring your hands towards the feet. So we're going to inhale, lifting the chest up, heart moves towards the ceiling. Pushing the hips forward, bending back, elbows drawing in together. Bending back, hips move forward with the help of the hands, looking back, wall behind. And then inhale, coming up, back to center. So next you can either stick with that, or if you want to take it a little bit further, inhale, chest lifts up towards the ceiling, pushing hips forward, bending backwards, looking to the wall behind. And if we're feeling good, we just bring the hands towards the heels. Thumbs on the outside, hips are pushing forward, chest is lifting up, heart opening, looking back, throat open. Breathing deeply. Bring those hands back to support the back. And slowly rounding up. Sitting down onto the heels. Rolling the shoulders back. And then with the hands, just sliding them down towards the heels. If you're putting your hands in your back jeans pockets, so thumbs on the outside, fingers on the inside. Inhale, stretching up, and then exhale, we're just rounding the spine down. Forehead is close to the knees as possible, top of the head meets the ground, chin to chest, and then inhale, lifting the hips, pulling on the heels, rounding the spine, counter posture for our cow pose. Hips are lifting, hands pulling on the heels. Should be no weight on the head. And exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, slowly lifting up. Rolling shoulders back. Shifting the hips out towards the side. Oh, legs extend. And then on the exhale, just slowly lowering down on the back. Breathing deeply here, just letting the body relax and soften into the ground. Lifting the knees, bending the knees. We're just going to shift the hips out towards the right, and then we'll lower the legs down towards the left. So knees are in line with the belly button, knees both stacked on top of each other. Bringing the arms out, stretching out by the side into a capital T position. And then if it feels comfortable, just turning the head to the right side in the opposite direction to the legs. Breathing into the abdomen here. Full body twist. If it's helpful, you can bring that left hand, you can place it on top of that right knee, helping guide the knee towards the ground. When ready, head twist back to center, legs lifting up, and this time shifting the hips out towards the left, and then lowering those legs down towards the right, knees in line with the belly button, arms capital T position. Again, you can use that right hand on top of the left knee just to guide it towards the ground. Head twist out towards the left, opposite direction to the legs. Breathing deeply into the abdomen. Shoulders melting towards the ground. Head twist back to center. Inhale as we lift the legs up. And then just grabbing the outsides of the feet and just gently rocking side to side, happy baby. Feet are kicking up towards the ceiling, knees drawing down towards the armpits. Gently massaging that lower back. And when you're ready, exhale, release the feet. Stretching the legs out, stretching the arms out. Taking a deep inhale here. Expanding the belly, filling the belly all the way up towards the collarbones. And exhale, release, sighing into the ground, soften the body, relaxing. Thank you very much, everyone. Next video will be on Sunday, and that will be a how to do a headstand, so watch out for that one. If anyone has any recommendations or anything they would like to do or practice, just let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe and follow me on Instagram at @It'sEdenHeat. Thank you very much. Namaste.